Hi everyone, and welcome to the channel. Let me put my gloves on here because it is cold today. So the temperature has dropped considerably compared to what it's been the past few days. It's in the low 20s right now and it's pretty windy. So if you hear the wind whooshing, that's why. Today I want to have a conversation about it's something that I've touched on in the past, but I think it's always important to come back to certain things and revisit them every once in a while and talk about them because of how important they are. And what I really want to talk about today is time and how time is really the only currency. Look at it, see it as a form of currency because that's really what it is when it boils down to. The only currency that you should care about, and it's the only one that matters, really. Because at the end of the day, that currency, every 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 time you spend that currency, you can never get it back. So when we come here, you know, our time is limited, and we don't really know how much time we have. And so many of us waste so much time throughout most of our lives on things that shouldn't matter, are of no relevance whatsoever, are meaningless, pointless. And we should be more mindful of how we utilize this precious currency of ours, which is the time that we have here, because really, truly, we don't know what tomorrow brings. We can fantasize all we want, we can theorize all we want, but we don't really know what tomorrow brings, right? We are here right now at this very moment, but who's to say we're going to be here tomorrow? We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow because tomorrow hasn't happened yet. An hour from now, 2 hours from now, 3 hours from now, it hasn't happened yet. We don't know. So, time is the most powerful currency that there is. Because, like I said, when we come here, we have a finite amount of it. That is most likely, I don't know this for certain, okay, but I have a pretty good intuitive feeling that the amount of time that we spend here is pretty much preset, predetermined before we come here. Somehow, by some sort of universal law or rule, so to speak. Look at it that way. So, all this time that we're spending doing these things that are really kind of pointless and worthless and meaningless, it's time wasted. It's time that we could be using on something more productive, more fruitful, more valuable to our own development, growth, and understanding of the process of life itself and what are we really truly here to do? Which is to learn about ourselves, our own nature, the nature of this reality that we are currently in it. And sometimes it feels like everything is rigged against you, right? I think we've all felt that way at some point in our lives. But the reason why that happens is because at that moment, at that point in our lives, we don't really understand the ins and outs, the comings and goings, and how the stuff really works. Because once we begin to have a basic understanding of some of the mechanics of it, things change, and you will no longer feel that way most of the time. So utilize your time wisely. Be mindful of how you utilize that time, because that time that has gone by, it's never coming back to you. It's gone forever. This is why I always talk about how, living in the past, remembering all these things that happened to us, it's so counterproductive. It's the best way to put it, you know, because it's already done. It already happened. Why are you wasting your energy on things that have already happened, when what you really should be doing is focusing on the now, the here, this very moment? Time is a powerful thing. And it goes by so fast. And when we are younger, we don't pay much attention, much mind to it at all, because we're just enjoying ourselves, right? Enjoying the moment. But really, not quite. But then as we get older, and certain things happen in our lives, let's say you have kids, you have children, and then you begin to see how fast time really, really goes by. Because it does. That's one of the very moments in our lives when we truly understand and realize how fast time really goes by, because it does. And this is why I think it's important that we understand how important it is to spend our time wisely on things. How many people out there regret doing certain things because they ran out of time? Like a good example is, let's say, sometimes when people have family feuds and issues and things like that, and people fight over stuff and whatever, it doesn't matter what the reason is, but there are so many instances and cases and situations where we see. I have witnessed myself multiple times throughout my life where, let's say, a daughter doesn't get along with the father, or son and father, mother and son. You know what I'm talking about. And then something ends up happening that the parent passes away before that person could get their closure and tell them how they really felt, how they were sorry, and all of these things. That it happens so often, and it's so common. It's a common thing that happens to a lot of people. And then, you know, that person is no longer there. There's nothing they can do now. And I'm not here saying that everybody should, do things like this and have closure. Each case is each case. I'm not here telling you what to do. I've said this many, many times, right? That is up to you to decide. But sometimes it's just misunderstandings and silly things, and there's no point in, you know, keeping certain things a certain way indefinitely forever, when you can fix things and mend things and heal things while you still have a chance to do it. Because once those people are gone from your life, gone from this realm, they're gone forever. There's nothing you can do about it anymore. And then what are you going to do? You're going to blame yourself. You're going to procrastinate for the rest of your life. So just be wise and be smart about how you spend your time here, because your time is the most valuable, powerful thing that you have at your disposal. But you have to know how to use it, and you have to be wise about it. It's that simple. This is really all I wanted to talk about today when it comes down to time and how important it is that we learn how to use it in the most effective, wise way to benefit us from it. Because we are always living our lives in this autopilot mode, taking everything for granted without the realization of simple things like that people don't seem to see, realize, or understand for whatever reason, right? There could be many reasons. Because at the end of the day, that's the only thing that's going to matter, is how you used your time here while you were here. And yeah, that's really all I wanted to talk about today. We'll have a different talk tomorrow about other stuff, but today was about time. And so with that said, utilize your time wisely. Be smart about it. Don't waste it. Because every minute, every hour, every day that you waste, you're never going to be able to get that time back. That time is gone forever. Period. And nobody and nothing, no energy, no force, no power can change that. This physical realm has rules that we are subjected to, that there is really nothing we can do about it. And time is one of them, one of the most powerful ones. So if you like the content, don't forget to hit that like button, share, subscribe. It helps the channel grow and reach more people. And I will catch you all next time. Take care, everyone. Be safe. Until next time.